So we got put out of our misery, gang. We seen it coming a mile away. How bad, how we struggled to this spot down 3-1. Teams don't come back, but it still sucks to watch it unfold. Shout out LA, man. I really do this. Uh, Overall, I got to give a shout out to the squad, man. It's been a fun season. I hate to see a season end because there's always change, and that's the end of that group as we know it. And it was a good time, just like I've enjoyed the last few seasons. It's been a really like passionate stretch because we show signs of life, but then we show signs of, oh my goodness, this is bad. And that contrast of we might be trash, but if we could just get that, because we can kind of see it, and it's tumultuous because people love to pick on the Lakers because we got the biggest, loudest fan base, So when we out there talking about Lakers and five, when we out there talking about we gonna pull this top superstar, when we out there talking about counting the championships, oh they can't wait for us to fall, and they've been telling us we trash. It's been years, man. We ain't win one in wow. And they come back and they tell us we trash every year. And we like, man, nah, we better this time. We got this, we got that. And then when we fail, it's like, I told you, you trash. So it's always gonna be hard to swallow it, in a sense of you really want it. You see how it could happen. They have the shots. Austin Reeves, corner three. Brian James, the little fadeaway. Luka Doncic, just a little slow euro to the basket lay. I'm talking game after game after game, consecutive games where a couple shots, a couple of swinging plays late in the game, 4-quarter leads. Now I'm talking about something that was like, oh man, you got to have a 20-point difference. I'm talking about a play here there, and you got your guys that you going to war with, getting the shots that you're comfortable with them taking. They don't hit, and that was the only way they could have combated the size that they gave up, the physicality that they gave up. So when you think about moving forward, that's exactly what they need. Physicality. You need some size. You need a center that you trust in the game. Not playing Jackson 4 minutes. Not we probably could have gave Jackson 8 minutes, 12 minutes. You probably could have got something out of Jackson. You know what I'm saying? But would that really been the difference? We could look in hindsight and say, hey, what if? But we need a legitimate size player that we like. We're comfortable with him in the game for 20, 24, 30 minutes. There's not have to be a all star, just a big body that we trust in the game. And particularly, I would want a physical player, not one of the guys who want to shoot a lot of threes and all. That's cool too. We need somebody who's their physicality is gonna weigh on the game, and you're gonna feel the impact. Like Rudy Gobert had on us tonight, 27 and 24, a couple blocks. The physicality on the game, it changes it because we went from in the regular season how we was playing, how we was forming, guys getting, I mean, practice shots. So much space is practice shots. But against the Wolves, they had it. They was closing off those lanes, and it was making guys pump fake, try to show and go, bounce it a couple of times, look to make the next move, look to make the next move. It got to a point where dudes weren't even looking at the rim. You had Vandal out there, Gabe out there, Austin out there. You had your guys out there not even looking at the rim. The lanes was closing off so fast. That's why I said they need physicality. That like Rui got the jam in the first half. Like you need guys who gonna get that ball and oh you closing hard. I'm going right back. I'm going past you. I get a lane. I don't care if you closing late and you gonna come and try to play. I'm going up here. You got to meet me at the top floor. I'm going up there. We need somebody who can do that, and that adds depth right there. If you could just find a player at the wing, maybe even an athletic point guard who can add that tempo, add that physicality, add that mentality. Like, oh no, it's not just gonna be swinging around, guys looking for a three. Somebody's gonna try to bang on your head. You keep on playing the defense, leaving these gaps, and they need a sizey player. Two players, an athletic guard, maybe a small, and a center, a center. Now, but you know you're gonna lose something. What do you lose? What do you hold on to? You know what I'm saying? I personally like Jordan Goodwin. I would have loved to see Jordan get some burn. I think Jordan could have gotten the game and really did something. Then we got Dalton. Some people are screaming for Dalton, but I feel like that's a lot of what you got already. Because what was Rui shooting from 5 for 8 from three? Rui 9 for 15, 9 for 16 overall, 23 points. Like I feel like Rui, he would have been. That's what you would have hoped Dalton would do. Some of that. So that's like I don't really see how you could have got a different vibe from Dalton. You just got a rookie. You got somebody who's gonna have mental laps here, mental laps there. That's trying to do the same thing everybody else is trying to do. Which is why when they got a chance to trade him for Mark Williams, I was excited about it. But he failed the physical. Some people say buyer's remorse. You know, it might have been a good thing. Might have worked out. It is what it is. We moving forward. We can't go back now. But I was excited about it because Dalton had got to the point where it's like he gonna get DNP. He's doing the same thing that three other guys ahead of him is already doing. Now moving forward, we might say, oh yeah, Dalton can grow into this and he can be higher up in the rotation moving forward. But for right now, what is he gonna bring? So that's why he get the DMP. I'm not mad at JJ for that. I say I support JJ. I think JJ had a great season because what are you gonna do, man? You get this team that has been kind of reeling. You know, they've been on the brink of not making the play-in tournament back to back seasons. Now they did make the Western Conference Finals that year. They did do that. You know what I'm saying? They did show that there's teams, there's styles that they can beat, but they also show that there's something that they don't have. That ability to go to another level where they go on 5, 6, 7, 8 minute droughts. Which is why when we got Luka, it was like, you know, we're gonna give up a lot of size, we're gonna give up some defense. But with Luka, excuse me, maybe we don't have as many of those droughts. And we still had some terrible offensive nights. 95 points, 94 points, 104 points, 113 points, 96 points. 4 out of 5 fourth quarters in the teens. You know, it still came down to we can't score enough. Yeah, we definitely should have grabbed more rebounds and stuff. That would have helped. But that's how you contrast it. Okay, y'all got the size advantage, but we got the activity advantage. We got the skills players out here. So we gonna beat you this way. You got to get more. You got to get more. You got to be more shot making. And that's what I thought we was gonna get more of, and that's what it kind of showed us flashes of throughout the end of that regular season, but it just wasn't here. And some can say a bad matchup. I didn't like the matchup as much, but I mean, at the end of the day, if you can't beat the Wolves, you can't win a championship because the Celtics, the Cavaliers, the Thunder, the Rockets, big and athletic. Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, boys over there with Steph firing at your head, like them. But like you wasn't gonna duck having to play physicality. You wasn't gonna duck having to play against another superstar player who can take over a game like Ant did a couple of times. And shout out to Julius, man, because Julius, I don't know if statistically this was his best playoff series, but in terms of his impact on the game, that's the best I've ever seen Julius Randle play. Just consistently, timely, momentum pouring against him, and he just shutting that water off, playing good defense, switching out on Brian, switching out on Luka, and going straight up one on ones. Nas Reed blocking Luka. Gobert, after the first couple of games, Gobert got on Luka, and the crowd started. Oh, it's like, oh man, Luka about to cook him. Gobert did a good job. Gobert did a good job. And that's another thing I'm looking forward to. If I was in position, like this is my team, I'm around these guys, like I would want to see Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic. I need to see those two guys add a little bit more to their game, to their body, to their mentality. That'll take them so far. Just to add a little bit more of this, get a little wider. Cause Austin beat her defensively. Austin beat her. They just go through him. Like he doesn't pose that resistance that I'm here. And he not small. He not short. He not a little dude, but he like a little dude in terms of like just being able to hold his ground on some physicality stuff. You know, when you get to turn in that corner with the pop pop pop, he get to turn in that corner. He could be able to ward some guys off. I think that'll take his game to another level, as well as Luca lose some of that, cause he kind of bottom heavy, like he kind of like tanky, and not to say that just go away from your natural build, your genetics are your genetics. They're not to completely rewrite your game. But if he had a little bit more, like you could see the striations in his shoulders a little bit, you could see forearm. You know what I'm saying? I think his lateral quickness and stuff on both ends, being able to cause he a shaker guy. Get off me, pat 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 pat. Guy jump out of position, but it's like he don't have that. Oh, and I'm going. Like he still got that. And I think if he just had a little bit more of a, he can get that little extra space, that little extra step, and then on the defensive end, he could slide his feet just a little easier, just a little. He can have a little bit more sliding than puppies, and that'll take the team so much further. Because the waltz buys, and I said the good outweigh the bad. The good definitely outweigh the bad, but the waltz buys, man, they hurt. They hurt. So overall, it's like, what would the team look like? What would they try to move? Who would they try to get? And I'm sure the internet gonna do their thing. The people of the internet, they're gonna find a good 5, 6 players that oh, this guy could fit. That's free because I don't really know who's free, and what makes sense with trades if that's how it had to go down. And but they I feel it feels like they close to something because I mean you got Luca, you close to something. Let's just say that you got the main piece. You got an Ant Edwards, you got a Shea Gilchrist, you got a Nikola Jokic, you got a Giannis Antetokounmpo. You got one of them guys right there. You halfway the way already. You know what I'm saying? So we got that piece, and when they made that trade for AD for Luca, that was like okay, this is for the future because now you have the player that you're looking forward to for the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons as being the core of what you're doing versus where it was left off. It felt like, man, this could end terribly. Now I feel like it won't be terrible unless Luca decides, hey, I'm walking. But then you'll have a lot of money and ULA. But still, guys are gonna be tied up until doing what they're doing. That'll hurt. But as long as Luca buying in, you got your your cornerstone. You got your centerpiece. You know what I mean? For the future. And we knew we was gonna need a big man. We knew we was gonna need some kind of somebody who can do something on the inside. What's the lob threat for Luca? You know what I'm saying? So that's why Jackson, like I said, Jackson could have had a few more minutes. That's what Jackson in the end of the season, he had big impact on some of those games. He's getting the lob dunks. You know what I'm saying? He started staying out of foul trouble, hitting on the glass. And it was like, man, if we can get something out of Jackson, we'll have a puncher's chance. But to go from that to Jackson is deemed unplayable, so we just have no big man. And that's why I thought Dorian Finney-Smith, because on stats, he's one of the best switchable defenders in basketball on the stats. To be able to go at center, power forward, small. He's one of the, if not the best switchable defender in the league on the stats. But it didn't translate. It did not translate in this series. We seen that in the regular season. We seen moments where it's like, yeah, boy, DFS. And then he had messed around, hit a 3 or 2. It's like, oh man, DFS. But this series, it did not translate. He had a hard time on defense. I say this last game was a better one. But they had a couple of games in there where it's like, man, this is supposed to be our defender. Vando. Like, man, this is supposed to be our defender. And he out there getting cooked. Vandal had a better one today. But still, I would like to see Vandal look at the rim some, man. 19 minutes, one shot attempt. And he was getting the ball on the inside with Mike Conley on him in the middle of the paint. Not even look at the rim. Like, man, get up. Mike ain't gonna do nothing. You can mess around and get the tip back, man. Mike ain't gonna do nothing. So that's tough, man. When you got players that won't look at the rim, no center. And it's like, oh man, where are they gonna get points off the bench? 4 points off the bench, 2 shots off the bench, 4 shots off the bench. Because the bench, 26 minutes plus 5, Gabe Vincent. 19 minutes plus 3, Jared Vanderbilt. They not bad players at all. But it's the fact that they'll play the whole game and don't look at the rim. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. But you know, I felt like JJ switched him out this time. Last time he took the chance, which is why I go back and say I respect JJ because he not afraid to take chances. First coach ever plays his five the whole half. He'd take Jackson out the line. He put Jackson in the lineup. He'd switch it. He gave Bronny a chance. Like I had no issues with JJ. You got to build somewhere, man. We can't be every time the season over change all but two pieces. That's too much change at once. You're never gonna figure out what's the issue if you start changing 10 things at a time. It got to be one, two things. It got to be small change because you just changed it all and you just changed it all. So now you got new problems. Oh, you fixed that one problem, but you opened up 3 other problems. Smaller changes. You know what I'm saying? You got Brian. He didn't have his greatest game this game. He looked a little spent versus how he played in Minnesota. He played hard in Minnesota. He left it on the court in Minnesota. He didn't really had that in him tonight. He still was a good player, but he didn't have that extra level of just that fire, the defense, the dive on the ground, the attack the rim, get to the line. Like he shots was coming up short. I mean, dude 40, man. Dude been playing basketball. Dude played more basketball than everybody we ever heard of. You know what I'm saying? So that's not an excuse, but I mean, maybe next year LeBron takes a couple less dollars, open up a little something, something where we can get another player for the depth. I mean, we got Alex Lynn. That was a bad idea, man. Maybe we should have just stuck Alex in there and see what he can do, man. That was a bad idea because we needed a center and we used the money for a center and then realized that oh no, this ain't it. That was tough. Maybe could have stuck Markeith out there, but just to see, we just trying to think about where could the team go. I don't know. This is still early, but you know we out of our misery because when the Lakers play, man, my whole day is about man. I can't wait to watch my Lakers. So it's the highs and lows. It's the good times. It's the bad, man. It's been a fun season, and now we could just go shift gears to enjoying the games without that pressure of feeling like, man, hope we win. Just watch the games and whatever happens, happens, and just be ready for another year. Ready for another season. WNBA starting. Hope my aces can hold me down. You know what I mean? What else could we get, man? Watch my girl Asia and Chelsea. They may be fans of the game, but I ain't gonna get away from my Lakers. I'm just saying, maybe have something else to be excited for, man. Because the Lakers kind of sort of let us down, but they kind of sort of they gave it what they had. They wasn't it. They you can't make a nickel be a quarter. You know what I'm saying? It ain't what it is. But shout out, man. Shout out everybody did their part this season. They had games where Dalton got us the dub, where Jordan got us the dub, where Jackson got us the dub, where Gabe, where Jared, where Austin, where Luca, where LeBron, where AD. Shout out to AD, Max Christie. Shout out to Max Christie, Rui Hachimura, Dorian Finney-Smith. All these dudes had games this season that man we needed it because that's how we got the third seed. That's how we got the third best home record in the league. That's how we had a good season, man. How we had a good season. Everybody chipped in, everybody did their part. But it's just time to see the new iteration of the Lakers. No, that's not gonna be tonight or tomorrow. They gotta unwind. They gotta see how it all folds out. But I'm optimistic. Can't wait to see him play again. But I'm gonna enjoy not stressing out for a while. Laker Nation, how we feeling, man? Laker Nation, how we feeling? We alright. We alright. Shout out to Bean, man. We still seeing some of the greatest ball to ever be played, man. Shout out to Kobe Bean Bryant, man. One of the illest. If he not the GOAT, man, he up there. Did what I'm saying. So I'ma sleep on it. I'ma sleep on it. I'ma think about the good times. And I'ma just, like I said, look forward to the future. I still love me some ball, man. I'm never gonna stop watching this basketball thing. So we still got a lot of exciting series left in the playoffs. We got the WNBA coming up. Still a lot of good basketball. In the meantime, while we see how our team gonna look next season. Shout out to y'all boys, man. It's been real holding it down. I be seeing y'all out there. I be seeing y'all in the comment sections and stuff, the same names and say I be seeing y'all in the works. And it's frustrating. If I could add on a little bit, it's frustrating when you see the people that's more casual, the people that's more they come around playoff time and they start talking on what the team is, what the players, the coach, and you can tell that they don't follow the building process, the building blocks. They just try to come on at the end and they start saying who can and who won't without respecting how they got here. That's frustrating. You know, and by being the most popular franchise, we get a lot of it, and the discourse of where the community is so polarizing. You got people that's here, that's there, and for the ones that been holding it down, I be seeing y'all who gonna be Lakers fans through and through this year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. That's just what we do. That's watching 60, 70, 82 games a season. Because that's just what we do. Shout out to y'all boys, man. Y'all get it. Y'all know what time it is. Love, man. Laker Nation. Out.